current affairs, here is today's Women's Reservation Bill gains momentum. The Women's Reservation Bill, a landmark piece of legislation, has returned to the spotlight, with the central government pushing for its passage during the winter session of Parliament. The bill, which proposes reserving 33% of seats in the Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies for women, has been a subject of debate for decades. However, this time around, the momentum behind the bill appears stronger than ever, with political parties across the spectrum expressing their support. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reiterated the importance of gender equality in governance, arguing that greater political representation for women would enhance the country's democratic fabric. The bill is not without its challenges, as there remain concerns about how these reservations will be implemented in practice. Critics argue that additional steps, such as providing support for marginalized women, will be necessary to ensure that the seats benefit all women, not just those from more privileged backgrounds. Additionally, some regional parties have called for reservations for women from backward castes and minority communities within the broader quota, arguing that a one-size-fits-all approach may not work in India's diverse political landscape. Opposition ramps up criticism on inflation and unemployment. The Congress-led opposition has been intensifying its criticism of the ruling government, accusing it of mismanaging the economy and failing to control rising inflation and unemployment. Speaking at a rally in Delhi, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi blamed the Modi government for the steep increase in the cost of essential goods, from food items to fuel, which he claims is causing significant hardship for the middle class and the poor. According to Gandhi, the government's economic policies are skewed towards benefiting the wealthy, while ordinary citizens struggle to make ends meet. In response, the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, has pointed to global factors contributing to inflation, such as the Ukraine war and the lingering effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. Nonetheless, the opposition is demanding more concrete steps, such as tax cuts on essential goods and subsidies for key sectors. On unemployment, opposition leaders are urging the government to focus on public sector jobs, arguing that large-scale infrastructure projects and improvements in sectors like healthcare and education could create millions of jobs. India's growing diplomatic influence. India's foreign policy has been marked by increased engagement with global powers, positioning the country as a key player in international diplomacy. Under the stewardship of External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar, India has played a pivotal role in multilateral forums such as the United Nations, the G20, and the Quad. The recent peace talks between conflicting nations, mediated by India at the UN, have further enhanced the country's image as a global peace broker. India's partnerships with the United States, Japan, and Australia under the Quad framework have been a cornerstone of its foreign policy in the Indo-Pacific region. These relationships are crucial for ensuring regional stability, particularly in light of China's growing influence. Additionally, India has made its mark in climate change negotiations, advocating for renewable energy development and calling for increased support for developing countries in meeting their climate goals. Infrastructure development accelerates. The Indian government's National Infrastructure Pipeline, NIP, a 111 lakh crore rupees initiative, has seen substantial progress in recent months. Aimed at improving India's transportation, energy, and digital infrastructure, the NIP is a cornerstone of the government's development agenda. The newly inaugurated Mumbai-Delhi Expressway is one of the most significant projects under this initiative, expected to dramatically reduce travel time between the two financial hubs while boosting economic activity in the regions it passes through. Rail infrastructure is also receiving a massive upgrade, with several high-speed rail corridors in the works, including the much-anticipated Mumbai-Ahmedabad bullet train project. In addition to physical infrastructure, digital connectivity is being prioritized. The BharatNet project, which aims to provide broadband access to 2.5 lakh gram panchayats, is set to revolutionize rural internet access, bridging the urban-rural digital divide and enabling better access to education, healthcare, and e-governance services in remote areas. Healthcare sector reforms. India's healthcare sector has been the focus of significant reforms, especially in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. which exposed the vulnerabilities of the existing infrastructure. In response, the government has announced the Ayushman Bharat 2.0 scheme, which builds on the original scheme by offering expanded healthcare coverage to more citizens, particularly those from economically disadvantaged backgrounds. The government has also committed to establishing more medical colleges and improving training facilities for doctors and nurses to address the shortage of healthcare professionals. Rural healthcare is another area receiving attention, with plans to establish more primary health centers and ensure they are better equipped with medicines, diagnostic tools, and trained staff. Telemedicine is being promoted to allow remote consultations, ensuring that people in underserved regions have access to quality healthcare. Skill development for economic growth. The Skill India mission, aimed at improving the employability of the country's youth, has been expanded to include new training programs in emerging sectors like robotics, artificial intelligence, and data analytics. With India's economy shifting towards a more technology-driven model, these skills are crucial for ensuring that the workforce remains competitive. Vocational training centers are being set up in partnership with industries to ensure that the training provided is aligned with market needs.